A quick memory can be really useful for lots of things, whether you're trying to find your way to a restaurant, sing along to that song at a karaoke bar, or remember who won the presidential election in 1880 because you've got $50 on the line at a trivia game or something. Anyway, but what about having quick memory in your computer? Although knowing how much memory to put in your PC is usually pretty straightforward, the topic of memory speed is more of a mystery. So how much then does it actually matter? Well, it helps to know what those numbers on your memory modules mean. Similarly to your CPU, all RAM, or random access memory, has a clock speed which corresponds to how much data throughput it can handle each second. But in addition to clock speed, memory also has timings, which are typically expressed as a string of numbers like 99924. These numbers are measures of latency, which in this case is the number of those clock cycles per second that it takes for your RAM to do things like access certain pieces of data. So shorter timings will mean faster performance. So together, the clock speed and the timings will determine exactly how fast your RAM will operate, and like with a CPU or a video card, you can also overclock your RAM by cranking up the megahertz and giving it a little bit more voltage. But unlike processor overclocking, which typically gives small but noticeable performance gains, getting the fastest memory possible for your system is often dismissed as a waste of money by many enthusiasts. But why would that be then? I mean, isn't faster always better when it comes to computer components? The short answer is yes, but in the real world, faster RAM typically will only give you very small performance boosts that you probably won't be able to notice unless you're using very specialized benchmarking software. You see, modern memory has lots of bandwidth and can often handle more data flowing in and out than many programs are anywhere near capable of using. So similarly to how you usually won't get more FPS in your games by plugging your graphics card into a faster PCI Express slot, spending more money on top-end memory won't usually translate to noticeable improvements in your programs. But as with most things in the computer world, there are exceptions to the rule, and faster memory can be very useful in certain situations. On the server side of things, you can use it as a cache, so you can take data that's on your main storage and make it so it can be accessed much, much faster. You can learn more about that here. Or you can use it for many, many virtual computers all at the same time. So even if each of them only requires a fraction of the bandwidth between them all, they can use nearly limitless amounts of memory bandwidth. That's called virtualization, and you can learn more about that here. On the desktop side of things, though, the examples are fewer and further between, but there definitely are some. Like, for example, if you're running one of AMD's APU processors. Because onboard graphics use your main system memory as video RAM, unlike a discrete graphics card which has its own separate RAM on the board, there's a lot more information going to and from your system memory when you're gaming. So faster memory can give a real boost in your frame rates. With that said, if you aren't running an APU, it's usually a better idea to focus your money on things other than raw speed when buying memory, such as buying from a reputable brand with a good warranty, because lower quality RAM can cause lots of inexplicable errors that can leave you tearing your hair out when you're trying to figure out what the heck is wrong with your rig. Even buying aesthetically pleasing RAM modules that fit in well with the rest of your computer is, in my opinion, a better idea than going for the highest possible speed. So then unless you're buying the slowest, most bargain basement memory you can find, you probably won't have to worry too much about RAM speeds. That is to say, unless you're trying to shoot for some kind of an overclocking record, in which case your bigger worry might be trying not to freeze your hands off with all the liquid nitrogen. Speaking of freezing hands, if your hands are so frozen that you can't tunnel to another country to access the internet as though you're in it, then Tunnel Bear could be the solution for you. Their bears have claws, not to mention fur, that make it easy for them to take your internet connection and make it so that the sites that you access and the services that you access online think that you're in up to one of 20 different countries. They've got easy-to-use apps for iOS, Android, PC, and Mac, not to mention they have a Chrome extension, and it is so simple to use that, like, my family could do it. Once you've got Tunnel Bear installed, just like double-click to install, boop, awesome. All you do is click the dial, choose the country, and boom, a couple of things happen. Number one, your connection gets encrypted with AES 256-bit encryption, and number two, your public IP address gets switched so you can show up as if you're in a completely different country. And Tunnel Bear bypasses all that annoying port forwarding nonsense, making it so that anybody can do it. They've also got a top-rated privacy policy, and they do not log user activity. And the best thing about it is you don't have to commit. You can try out Tunnel Bear for free with 500 megs of data for nothing and no credit card required. And then if you want to upgrade to an unlimited plan, you can save 10% by going to tunnelbear.com/Linus, linked in the video description. So thanks for watching, guys. If you liked this video, like it. If you disliked it, dislike it. If you want to check out our other channels, you can check them out here. We've got Linus Tech Tips and Channel Super Fun. Great Channel Super Fun video. Don't miss it. Also leave a comment with suggestions for future videos, and subscribe and follow and all that good stuff so you don't miss any fast as possibles just like this one.